Hello, welcome to the Joker's Corner Live. We are back and we're here with a doozy. As you can see, I have the usual goons to my left here, Champ and Hobo Malone. But we also have special guest tonight, which is going to be a doozy for Champ. We have Andrea, his sworn enemy from chat, as some of you have seen.
Hello. I'm going to be roasting this freaking pig over here up above me. And,
Damn! Already?
I'll be roasting him about, it won't take as much time to roast him as it compares to Andy Signor, but,
I mean, we both have something to agree upon. Andy Signor is just a fucking punk-ass bitch who needs to get his...
I was going to say, Champ might agree with you on that one, Andrea. I think he'll work with you on that one. And then we have the one and only Philosophical Pickle. Thank you for tuning in, Pickle. I am glad that I could get both of you on this evening.
Hello, Mr. President.
Not yet, but if you vote for me next year, maybe. Anyway,
What up?
So, I'm glad you're all here.
Just started.
How's it going, Jay? All right, everybody's here. We got Mason in here. We've got Jay. It's nice seeing everybody in chat. Let's get everybody kind of flowing in here.
hello, everyone.
Twilight's Batman says hi. Yes, we have a lot here.
Dirty.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hey, your buddy Robert's in here, Champ.
Yeah, I see
Well,
it.
Both ends.
Champ
Oh,
wishes he had
God.
a sack to begin with. His nuts hasn't dropped yet.
He said we're finding new holes every day.
New holes.
I'm stupidity tonight.
We
So-
should definitely get the topics, but that way we can roast Champ after the topics.
I mean, we can roast them during the topics, too, if we have the attention span. So, Champ, what do you think we're talking about today? Any guesses?
I know it's going to have to deal with something with TikTok and possibly Twitter stupidity.
You're close. I mean, yes, some of those are combined. I think we're going to delve away from Twitter today and just focus on TikTok. But, Pickle, Andrea, I don't know if you know exactly why I've called you here today, but I want to get a full conversation going today.
Tonight.
And I think John will enjoy this as well, of my issue with some people's takes and where pop culture has gone when it comes specifically to the MCU and even the DCU as well. But just pop culture, comic book movies, and things that are supposed to be fun and entertainment, and how certain people in communities decide to make it less fun by, well, shall we say, doing the one thing they say is bad. So I'm going to get your reactions here.
Really? I've never seen that before, ever on the internet.
Never, right? And we might get into it a little bit of what happened to Pickle recently, because kind of all of this kind of pertains. Right? It's some good ones. So,
Actually, didn't we see something like this on Twitter with Pickle? Like,
yes, there was a big thing with Pickle on Twitter.
I
You saw my tag, probably.
damn, Pickle.
It was delicious.
Going after him hard, dude.
I loved it. It was awesome.
So here's the video. I don't know. Can you see it in that screen? The full screen it for you.
Wakanda forever.
Yes, it's Wakanda forever. So, I couldn't find the original video because the woman who did this, the bitch, decided to take it down. So we're gonna go ahead and look at other people's uploads, aren't we?
You gotta love the internet.
It's always there forever.
I think I know what this is, but I'm not sure if I
love
actually
the
saw
internet.
this video.
Hi, sisters.
I think you might have. I think you talked about this with Mike a little bit on stream when we were playing Fortnite the other night.
Hey, Mr. Action. Pickle? Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let this play, and then we'll pause it before commentary on here, because I want to have our own commentary, and then we're gonna see other people's opinions, because now people are lambasting her on TikTok and actually calling her out on her BS. So I just want to see your opinions on it first.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
This message is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. If you really Want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause? Do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go. And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend. But the first weekend, that's for us. To do anything other than this is anti-black.
So.
Whoa.
So
I might
that's
be able
the
to
big
on
doozy.
TikTok one day.
I might be able to rip this bitch harder than I might do on Champ.
I did
much to
warn
say.
you. I said it's a big one.
Oh, please
Wait,
go
so
first,
much.
Wait,
Andrea.
was that on TikTok at one point?
That was on TikTok just a few weeks ago. It's actually right
Yeah,
before I went on vacation, so I had no way of talking about it until now.
I remember scrolling and seeing it.
Free ticket
Andrea,
space.
how about for now, let's call a truce and go after this bitch.
For now, just because you don't want to be picked on.
No, for
Um,
now. I mean, but we all can agree that this bitch needs the bigger roasting.
Well, I'm curious to see if there's different takes here, because I think we could get a little bit more nuance on certain ways. First, I want to hear John's opinion, and then we'll go to Andrea. But John, let's hear your opinion on now that you've heard the video in full. He didn't even know what to say. John says, I don't even think I can say half the things I want to say.
Girlie,
I'll
I've
say the
decided
things I
I'm
wanna say.
transracial. I'm actually black, so I'm gonna go see it, okay?
You identify as transracial. Hey, that's true.
I'm actually black, so I'm gonna go see it now, okay? I'm just...
According to them, John, and their logic, they should allow you to do that.
See...
I'm just saying.
I truly don't give a shit, like, girl, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
There's not much to say other than that was dumb.
Chris says, was she for real? Was she joking? I think that... No, she's serious.
That's serious,
and I'll tell you how serious it is. So serious that, in fact, when people started responding to her in the comments, saying that she needed to have her head examined, and how racist it sounded that she was being very, essentially, pushing another demographic based off their race out of entertainment. People called her out for it, and then what happened? About the time I got back, the video was deleted because she couldn't take the heat. So
Also, the
clearly she wasn't
stereotype
joking.
The stereotype of family black can't go out to see movie because poor. So give them your tickets.
Yes, that's another thing people made comments and that's what I think is ridiculous. Is it? So you're assuming that these black families that you're claiming they don't have enough to get their own ticket? What are you saying? So there's that aspect, and then there's the fact that, personally, I think it's kind of ridiculous to say a certain group, other than the fact that it's racist to say a certain group of people because of the color of their skin shouldn't go to a movie for 2 weeks, is ridiculous. But then you're also not thinking about the fact that the film is not going to continue having any form of popularity or rake the money in on the most crucial first 2 weeks of its release, which is why Black Panther was so successful. It wasn't just because African American people were going to see it in the U.S. and in the world. Those numbers are raked in, and if you look at the numbers, it makes sense mathematically. If you want just black people to go in the first 2 weeks, talk about a way to make a film fail financially. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So mathematically,
I have a question for the whole black people only thing. Is she forgetting that there's like 1,000 other races? 'Cause, like that's or is it just white people can't go? That's my thought.
I think specifically she said if you identify as a white person or white people. She didn't say anything about Mexicans and Asians and Native Americans.
What if you're mixing like your dad's white but your mom's black?
Clearly she doesn't care. No, clearly she doesn't care. And you know what? Some of these
she
people
doesn't care because she has an IQ less than her fucking amount that she spends on her damn shoes.
Well, not only that, Andrea, I think, let's be honest, if you asked her in person, she's probably going to say, and even if you're mixed race, that doesn't count because you're not all black. And I think a lot of these kinds of people, when they push this narrative, tend to want full, pure black people, and sometimes they're almost worse to their own people. If your melanin's a little bit lighter, it's like, why are you treating them like garbage just because they have lighter melanin in their skin? It's crazy.
I just want to
That's what I
That's like a
said.
legit thing.
Chihuahuas are not dogs. They're rats with freaking big heads that think they're freaking scary when I can just punt them about 100 yards and make a field goal.
Damn. So Mason said it good. He said, when you want people to support black business, but you also limit people who can support black business. Yes, exactly. Except this black business happens to be the biggest in the business. MCU, entertainment, comic book films.
Also,
You know.
like, we're not supporting black business by going, or even black. Like, girlie, do you
Good
think
movie,
Disney gives a
exactly.
shit?
Right.
Like,
I'm
no,
sorry,
this isn't
retard.
supporting anyone.
I'm sorry.
So what do you
but-
think, Andrea? Because I know we've heard John, a little bit of Chap. I want to hear Andrea, and then we'll get to Pickle.
I haven't even
First of
gotten
all, I want to
into that
destroy
yet.
this narrative that black people can't be fucking racist with this stupid bitch actually predominantly being racist in the fucking first place.
Well, that's what's insane. Yes, it's the...
Like, telling fucking white people because, oh, you want to put black people in front, and have them fucking sit out and just a fucking, like, what, security guard outside and then tell them to go fuck yourself, bitch. Like, I want to see the fucking movie when I want, where I want, sit wherever I fucking want. You can sit in the back or the top of the fucking theater. If you
And
ever
doesn't
fucking
it also
see it.
make you seem more racist if you're not supporting the black film anyway? Because they're basically telling you, hey, don't go see it. Also, think that your neighbor, your black neighbor that you're supposed to give the tickets to, they're poor and they need it. And they're, they
Of course, I
need it. And
know a few black people in my life that actually would laugh at this crap and me actually
Oh,
upset
yes.
about like how stupidity that this bitch has.
you know what, Andrea? We're gonna get to that because I have a funny little TikTok response from a woman who has great brains. She's actually African, and she has an opinion about this. And here's the thing: I'll get into that a little bit later because let me tell you, if African American people think that African people actually show them respect and actually think that they are good, you got another thing coming. I've been in Africa, and most of them don't have many good things to say. And this is one of the reasons why.
Darn, we're getting canceled.
I mean, it's pretty true. We'll get into that. I hope if dogs take over the world and they choose king, they don't just go by size, because I bet there are some chihuahuas out there, some good IDs. Exactly.
I just want to say this too. If you don't want white people seeing your damn film or to be part of whatever this narrative, to be that or support BLM and shit. Okay, if it wasn't for fucking majority of white people actually going to see these fucking black films to support it, to get the fucking money with, you wouldn't have the fucking money to actually be making your damn films in the first place. So
Right.
you're excluding a large portion of the country that is predominantly white in this country and mixed with white.
And
European
even probably
background.
casting out some of the other
Fucking
ethnicities too. Exactly. No, Mr. Action said it best right here. Namor is South American. Does he mean exactly? What about the South American people? They're not allowed to support that race and that's represented in the film either. I think the reason why they say black people can't be racist is because the hate crimes towards white people is rare. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's rare. It's just it's rarely talked about in comparison to black crime, black on black crime or white on black crime.
Don't get me
The
wrong.
numbers are pretty high. You
Irish
just don't know
history
these.
Is long for on black people compared to white
Chap
people.
says we getting canceled. Why? For speaking the truth?
Not only that,
Fucking
we're
scared
just
to stick my
we're
damn mind.
literally ripping.
This is just common sense. And
Yeah,
and I
we're
said it,
common
it's in my
sense.
thumbnail. Racism goes both ways.
Oh,
It
I
doesn't
know.
go one way
Exactly.
over the other. Maybe because in the history of America, one way it did lean favor to another in the history of America. But the thing is, saying that you're against racism, and these crazy women will even go as far as to say it's not enough for you to be not racist, you have to be anti-racist. But when you hear people say that, most of the time the anti-racist people are crazy hypocrites that are actually in case racist themselves, and they're raising a generation of children on social media to think the same way. So this isn't just bad for entertainment, in my opinion. It's bad for youth of America and other things too, because you're now planting the idea. that it's not racist for you to say and do these things. It's okay because you were discriminated against. And repeating history is not a bad thing whatsoever.
I have to say,
Y'all remember the Irish?
And fine, you get equal fight.
Right?
I don't give a shit.
Oh no, John, they never like to talk about what happened to the Irish.
Yeah,
if we ever explain that there were white people treated worse than black people in the history of America, they never... In fact, there are some people, literally, John, who have said to me as I said that was all made up and it was fake. I'm like, can you prove that?
Girlie, hello, I had family that lived that. Maybe no.
They want to go around and complain about whites being racist, but they themselves are being racist because a black person, don't you want white people to see it? Isn't that right? Exactly. Well, it's a form of segregation and entertainment. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like saying, I don't want... And she even specifically said, you heard her, she wants people to give up their tickets and to guard the doors so they don't feel threatened, so they are not infringed upon as if they feel. So wait a minute. So what you're saying is you feel threatened because white people would be in the theater next to you? That's what you're saying, which seems like she has her own problems.
I'm
so threatened.
Bitch, has your brains literally gone from your head down to where your fucking tits are? Because I see that you're being so stupid that literally your brains are bouncing on your chest.
Chap, I like how you manage to make the conversation about tits. Congratulations.
Come on. Women say we think with our dick, so...
Maybe that's how it works. We'll have to examine that one a little bit longer. I have other things I would say, but I'd get canceled in a heartbeat. Pickle, let's hear your point on it while I read everybody's comments here.
Absolutely. I have many points to make. Number one, the first thing she said was, this is for the people who have BLM in their bios and are allies. I don't have BLM in my bio, so by her rules, I can go see this movie.
Right.
Like you said, so she wants us to pay
really
our hard-earned money to buy a ticket to a movie that we don't get to experience, give it to somebody else, and then guard the door and protect them like their security guard and work for them for free while paying them to watch a movie. It's fucking ridiculous. Also, is this going to be for Blade? If they make a Luke Cage movie, do we have to do this? Is this for every black movie in the MCU? Also, the editor, the guy who made the soundtrack, the cinematographer, people on this movie, they're not all black. White people contributed to this movie. There are white people in the movie. The people that made the movie, they're not just all black. So what's up with that? Does it have to be a movie that's 100% black? Because if a white guy contributed to the movie, then her whole point is nullified. Yeah. Also, if every single white person in the country, statistically or whatever, that want to see the movie get a ticket, by the percentages, there will be too many tickets for black people because they're like a tenth of us.
Right.
Statistically. So there'll be too many tickets. So she wants us to support this movie financially.
Free tickets.
A universe created by white men, perpetuated by white men, with starring like 90% white men, so they can see a movie that we can't enjoy. It's fucking ridiculous. Like you said, it's a form of segregation. And on a sick, twisted, micro level, I understand where she's coming from, but it's such a surface dissection of race. It's fucking ridiculous, and it will do nothing but cause more anger. How many people have actually gotten jumped in a movie theater because of the race? How many times have black people gone to a theater and been afraid for their lives because people are waiting outside to jump them? That doesn't happen.
Right. Even the shootings we've had, like when it came to like the Dark Knight Rises and other thing, those had nothing to do with race. It just had to do with a crazy man thinking he was me and then going in and shooting the place up.
I mean, we all know that would be a Joker move, but not.
I would never do it for race.
She's wrong on so many levels.
Right.
And I'm
also, like the history of Wakanda is kind of set in like exclusionary racism in general, so like it's already a problematic. I'm just saying
you're making it a thing out of a comic book that was supposed to bring people together, which is messed up. Not to mention she doesn't even know that the fact that Black Panther was created by a white person.
Absolutely.
It wasn't even, and so it's like, what you're gonna miss out the details on that. But she's a casual fan. She's a person who is making a mountain out of a molehill about the movies that are popular to talk about. She's never read a Black Panther comic book in her life. I guarantee it.
I mean, I never read a Black Panther comic book, but yeah, I know that it's to the point where it's everybody together, where it's just like we can all sit around, either watch a movie, talk about how good it was, or just come together as equals. Like, come on, you.
Well, that's what it used to be, chap. The MCU used to be that before Endgame. Bob Gamer, I would just want to explain to you. No, this has to do with a woman on TikTok. She basically said that if you are white and you have tickets to go see the new Black Panther movie coming out here soon, that you should, for the first 2 weekends, you should give those tickets to black people who are less fortunate to get tickets, supposedly, which is totally messed up.
What if I'm more poor than them?
Make them right. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm poor.
I'm just like,
it's the idea. It's like so ignorant to think that like there's not poor white people, and you're also making your own kind look awful by saying so. You're assuming they can't get their own tickets. Which is also messed up.
She's generalizing and saying flat out that white people, every single white person, has more money than every single black person. Why don't you make a video and tell LeBron James to buy the tickets for everybody? He could buy every single person in America a ticket to Black Panther.
Come on, chap. You know you want to say it.
Why is this on to the poor people of America instead of asking the celebrities or
LeBron gay?
I see a point. Mr. Action Joker hates everyone equally. Exactly, because most everyone's a fuckhead.
And she's shitting on Stan Lee's legacy because this is everything Stan Lee stood against.
Exactly.
He wrote whole articles at the end of his comics saying we should all come together, enjoy this art equally together. It's not about race.
I'll say this.
Once you step into the theater, everyone is just in a dark room. We're all just humans enjoying a product.
Right. It shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be looking around the theater looking at each other's skin kind. You know what I mean?
Literally, I'm just seeing it right now. Poor Stanley in his is just fucking literally crunching his whatever's left of his fucking rib cage and fucking rolling over, just trying to get out so he can just fucking sock someone.
Alec, that's exactly what John was joking that he identified as half black. It was. We've already made that joke.
Sorry, Stanley's a white man. He can't go see Black Panther.
I'm sorry for poor Stanley.
Right?
His shit is now.
You know what, Stan? You know what? I hate to say this, guys. I hate to say this, chap, and I hate to say this, Pickle. But Stan Lee left this earth at the perfect time because if he saw some of the bullshit that was happening over the last 6 years,
no, you're right,
or even the last couple years, sorry, he would have. That would have given him a heart attack.
Stanley lived a long,
if it didn't give him a heart attack, that would literally make the poor man just put a gun in his mouth and just pull the trigger.
Makes me want to abandon newer movies and go out in the living room and watch Cool Hand Luke, right?
The idea that Stanley lived a long, good life is ignorant to the history of his shit. But you know.
I wouldn't say a good life nearing the end because of everything that came to life.
Champ, are you sure about that?
Wait, what'd he say?
He said Stanley had a good last half of his life.
No, I said no. What I said was,
damn, Chap.
No. What I did,
Chap, that's not technically true. People were extorting him, and he was suffering in his own home.
His own family was extorting him.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. With everything that came to life, I mean, the man did not have a good last half of his life. I mean,
he had a solid 60 years, though.
Yeah, he had a solid 60.
I mean,
So I'll say,
180 real quick.
Anybody can say something stupid or ridiculous or something you disagree with. If it's coming from a good place, it's okay. This seems like it was coming from a bad place. Like the attitude she had was like, you white people should pay for us and then guard us for what you've done to us in the past.
Like, bitch, I'm not gonna do shit for you. You want me to fucking treat you as an equal? Okay, fine then. Pay me a fucking PS5 and then I'll buy you your fucking ticket. Until then,
damn! Oh, you're gonna blackmail? he wants to make an exchange.
Now she has to pay $500 for a $10 ticket.
No, actually,
No,
no.
Sam's a racist.
They made my
Can't
PS5.
Sam's
blackmail
a
us.
racist.
That's
The
racist.
damn theater of PS5.
Pickle said Champ's a racist now. You're extorting money from.
I don't give a fucking shit. And you
Damn.
know what, I'm gonna treat people. I'm gonna extort you equally too.
Let's just see what Mr. Action says. Phase forward is mid though, right? we're literally arguing over the most mid phase ever, and maybe that movie will be excellent. It might even be better than the first one. God, I hope. But if they're gonna make it about this, it makes me not want to see it because now you're telling me that I shouldn't see it
Yeah, I'm just
because
like,
I'm whiter than a ghost.
But it's just one lady. She has no actual, like you said.
True.
A lot of these people literally don't even know about the comic history. They're just MCU fans, or they're just T'Challa fans. Like they don't know about Ant-Man's history. They don't know about Wanda's history. They just like Elizabeth Olsen. They like to put her picture on their Twitter and think she's
The
hot.
casual fan.
They don't
yes.
know about the people who created this and put the blood, sweat, and tears to create Black Panther.
True.
To make it possible for you to see these
Black
movies.
Panther fans.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
oxygen is slowly killing you. It takes
I'm a casual
7,500 years
fan,
to fully
but
work.
yet,
Nice.
At least I still have some knowledge of everything. But I'm not just gonna sit here and just go, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit here just enjoy the movie. No, at least I'm going to respect everything that came to make this a possibility. Like, you're gonna treat me like I'm stupid? Fine, I'm just gonna treat you like you're equally retarded. And this is why I'm hating humanity more and more. I just hope the nukes get dropped. I said it. Fucking go ahead, cancel me, because I'm wishing for a nuke
I want
dropping.
to see X-Men before the nukes get dropped. And
Oh,
my
man, you're
kids
talking
grow
a
up.
long time. I don't know. I think I want it sooner.
No, man.
Bob says, literally, Marvel fans are creaming their pants being racist towards Miles Morales and Sam Wilson, Captain America. Sad that Stan Lee is gone, but I'm also happy he doesn't have to go through this. I mean, when it comes to the whole racism towards Miles Morales, the thing is, Sam... that's a whole nother discussion, because I don't feel like Sam earned the mantle, and it was completely written wrong in the TV show from where he was from the movie, so he's inconsistent. And when it comes to Miles Morales, I've always seen Miles Morales as essentially just token Peter Parker. Nothing
sorry,
more.
I gotta-
He's been written better in recent years, but I have some problems.
I'm sorry.
And and the person voicing me is half Hispanic, and he hates Miles Morales.
I'm sorry, Joker, but I need to cut you off here. Mr. Action, I fucking get the R pass. I'm fucking mentally handicapped, you dumb sorry bitch. So
He said
don't
he
be
gets the-
I
coming
couldn't
at me.
tell.
Don't be
Wait,
coming at me
what did he
with
say?
shit.
Did he say you don't get the R pass?
No, he said I don't get the R pass. Fuck you. You don't get the R pass. I do because I'm actually mentally handicapped and I fucking take the shots as they come.
And
at me.
there's proof here, guys. We have the R pass proof right here.
I'm retarded?
oh my god!
Jab, you knew it was coming. Hey, the proof is in the pudding, boys. You can't get at 'em. Listen,
What did I
it's
miss?
there.
I'll say
Really
retarded.
miscurdled.
You
Word.
you missed me changing the retarded meme with Champ's reflection in the mirror. That
You
meme.
gotta go back in the vote and watch it. You just missed
I
it.
told you, champ. Halloween is only once a year, not every day of every year.
I'm already on
Damn.
the episode. Fucking, you can't come at me with that shit. That's weak sauce. Step your game up, bitch.
He said that's
I can't
weak
step it up.
sauce.
I'm
Dip
starting
your
to get
nuggets in
warmed
that
up
weak
on it.
sauce.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna.
I like to, stir the
I don't
pot
like-
a little bit, let it boil.
Come on, Andrea. I know you can come at me even fat harder. Come on, spice it up. I mean, come on. That ain't even the hottest.
Okay, boomer.
Coming at me like a mud.
Don't worry, I got a lot in the tank to come after you. Don't worry. I like to, put in the spices slowly and stir the pot.
He's mixing it
Not
into
come
a
out
nice
hot.
brew. He's putting all your creepy anime girls, your child pee, and your.
Bob, no, you don't get the
Do
R
I
pass.
get an all pass?
No, everyone in
No
the
one
chat
gets your pass.
gets an R pass.
Here in the Joker's Corner, you all get the passes. It's free to say whatever you want.
I mean, well, we can all agree that what that lady said was idiotic.
Wait.
And regressive
Yes,
and segregational.
I agree.
And
Wait,
it's
Robert,
funny how so many.
so you're saying it's Halloween because you look just as ugly.
Okay, calm down.
Chap.
It's funny that so many of these fans and these people are like actually turning into Killmonger. His
Right.
ideology.
The ideology of the villain in the film who was wrong.
I think that's why they love him
is
so
now
much.
the fandom.
Like they don't want to arm up black people and kill all of us colonizers, but that
Well,
ideology
some
of
might.
take it back, we get it back. You owe us so much. That's what he was doing, and in his journey of that, he became evil.
Yeah.
And he was going to be a segregationalist, and he was going to become a colonizer, and that's what they want. Not all of them, but people like that.
Right.
Because guess what?
Well-
I don't generalize races into one thing, like some people like her do.
Well, this is the problem with people who want to preach this thing is that they often are their own worst enemy and then attack people for those things, and then you find out they have skeletons in their own closets and they're doing the exact same thing that they're preaching against. They don't see that. It's like, how do you not see that? I'm completely blind to it, but it's interesting. But let's see other people's opinions here, because I'll let you continue talking, chap, while I get this shared.
Yeah, it's just like I agree more with Killmonger because dude's becoming a freaking martyr because of everything he's doing. Like, go ahead, John.
Didn't we just say that Killmonger's ideology was the
Yeah,
problem?
I'm just saying my.
So
my
you're part of the
You
problem
mean
then?
No, he means in their eyes a martyr.
Yeah, he's a martyr. Like literally.
But he was really a
willing to
terrorist.
Fucking die.
Yes, he was really a bad person.
He was going to become a terrorist if he would have got away. If T'Challa never got saved by M'Baku, he would have become the colonizer, and he would have taken over the planet and become like a dictator.
Yeah. So you got to have it's kind of like Killmonger's the yang, and literally T'Challa's the yin. You can't have one without the other.
Yes.
Like your ass
Sure.
getting kicked by Batman.
Just like if you separate Champa,
Excuse me?
and Sailor Moon Plus,
said
his
what you
all
gonna
of that,
do,
he
what you
would
gonna do?
take going to Civil War.
Right here.
Hey, chap, you're speaking through his entire roast. Say that again, Andrea.
Oh, I said that, you would get Champ mad if he separated him from his, Sailor Moon plushies and all his dolls.
God knows that. That's a separation I'm in favor for.
He'll throw a bigger fit than this woman, like, woman claiming, that white people can't go see a black movie and have to be security guards.
Chap is the very definition why I might give the some thought that white people are bad. Joking.
Champ is the reason they're arguing to put guns in school.
Damn.
Champ,
All right,
Champ is the reason Hoobastank wrote The Reason.
Damn! That was a culture move.
Oh, I just re-hurt my bad finger, motherfucker.
You literally hurt him physically and emotionally. I love it. All right, let's.
007, bad finger.
Champ looks like one of those things that came in deep down from out of the Mariana Trench, only to be discovered.
Oh my god!
Damn.
An Aquaman villain?
Chab came out. He's an Aquaman villain. Hey, he'll still be better than Black Manta.
Supposedly down in the deep blue sea, that there's creatures that are ugly, but damn,
lay
Champ
down
takes
in
a freaking take on this.
Kokomo.
Still weekend, come on, I know you can do better than that.
Hey, let's watch this girl's opinion, because this woman hails from the wonderful land of Africa, and I want to hear her opinion. I think you will quite enjoy this one. Here we go.
Is to all our would.
I know I'm looking crusty. So basically, this video that I just staged is basically a lady saying how white people should not go watch Black Panther on the first week when it comes out to the premiere week, which I find it so problematic and ignorant because one, how will the movie reach the same success as the first one if we sidelining an entire race or entire group of people. You understand? And I also find it quite problematic that we want to gatekeep this movie as if it's something that only can be enjoyed by black people. Yes, I understand it is about black people and black success, but it was created by a white person, you understand? And this is a movie that I think should bring us together instead of separate us. And I hate that about black Americans when they use Africa as a trend, when they use our culture as trends to them. They act like they understand what's happening, and when they don't, it's a movie, guys. Just
message.
So,
Drop a nuke on her.
yes, that opinion is something that I hear quite frequently in Africa. It's not just her; it's the majority of how they look at us over there in the U.S. and how we get petty about certain things and how we use their race and their
100%
culture
agree.
as like a
I've heard that a lot.
entertainment thing. Yes.
And I forgot the box office aspect to mention that if we're buying all the tickets and no black people are buying tickets,
Yes.
then it's not going to be as successful as the first one. It's not going to be a hit. The reason the first one made so much money is because more black people than usual were seeing the movie combined with all the other races. We all paid our ticket.
Well, yes, I feel like there's going to be some black people that won't go see it because if their culture starts making it a race war thing, that'll push them off of it. And then, people with common sense. White people, if you're telling people, white people do not see it for the first 2 weeks, well, there's a massive percentage, a huge percentage. And then, Hispanics, Asians, and so on, if you're going to get technical. So I think there's a girl that layers it all down. She actually does the math. So now that you brought that up, let's look at her math here. It's quite interesting.
Before we go into that, I just want to say, because we all know what, freaking, Gundam is. It's basically about the freaking. It's not just about the giant robot action. It's just about the fucking politics behind it.
Here we go.
I'm just saying it. Okay, so shut it. It's because
more children.
Dumbass.
More children.
Dumbass. I'm talking about Gundam. Shut the fuck up. You don't know.
Yes, a show with literal children as soldiers.
Smeagol, get to your point already.
I'm saying is that if somebody were crazy enough and just being like, oh, you shouldn't let the fucking people like me who aren't into anime go see this because we're too poor, I'd be like, nah, bitch, go see this. If you really are a fan of Gundam or any type of anime, go support.
Segregating hardcore anime fans from the casuals.
Yeah, I'm like, go.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah, go support this movie because it will show the people over in Japan that literally you can do a live action movie and make it perfectly good without having it fail like Alita Battle Angel did. That movie was good. It was for a live action anime movie.
There was just some marketing behind it that didn't push it enough.
Yep. Beautiful.
The fandom had to come out and save its box office because the marketing was so poor. But then the repeat viewing is what helped it. If we get more movies like that, champ, I'm all for it. Yeah, and that movie really pushed the idea that everyone should go see it because it came out at the same time that Captain Marvel came out, and Captain Marvel was being very split down the middle with a lot of people and very attacking towards its fan base. Meanwhile, Alita was like, no, come over here and watch our movie. We're for everyone.
Sadly, I wanted to see Alita Battle Angel during that whole run. But instead, what my brother did was take me to see fucking Captain Marvel. During that whole sitting of Captain Marvel, I was checking my pulse every 5 to 10 seconds to see if I was still alive, and I kept going, yes, somebody, please, just throw down a noose so I could tie my neck around.
I love that Chad got goosed into watching that over the movie he wanted to see.
I'm like, and no, this is my little brother who literally, I'm grateful he took me out to see a movie because we don't get to hang out as often, but I'm still pissed that he fucking took me to see Captain Marvel.
He's still bitter over his brother, and that's why his brother still gets shitty presents for Christmas.
That's right, yeah, that's why he gets shit for Christmas. I'm like, yeah, remember the fucking time you took me to see Captain Marvel? Here's another shit gift. You're getting 13 more.
Here's another leftover weed present I had in the basement. So yes, let's watch this next one because I think this girl breaks down the math. Pickle, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised here.
If you really Want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause? Do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go. And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm.
Okay, so I have a question. But before I ask the question, I do have to point out that asking only white people to sacrifice potentially their lives so that you can continue watching a movie, it's kind of a big ask. If you truly feel unsafe in your community or you feel like you might be targeted, don't go to the movies. But my question is, do you want them to make more Black Panther movies? Do you want them to make more Black Panther movies? In 2018, Black Panther in the US made $700 million. Just on opening weekend, they made over $200 million. Now, it takes $200 million to make a Black Panther movie, so just on opening weekend alone, they made back their investment. Now, that same opening weekend, out of that $202 million, 37% of ticket sales were purchased by people who identify as Black. 37% of $202 million is about $75 million, depending on ticket costs. This means between 10 and 15% of the Black population in the U.S. attended on opening weekend. So let's do some math. We're going to keep it really simple, nice round numbers. It's just for illustration purposes. I will be using demographic data from the census.gov website. So the U.S. population in total, again, rounding the numbers, is about 332 million. In the U.S., the Black population accounts for 14% of the population. Rounding the number, it's about 47 million. Now, let's just pick 10%. 10% of this 47 million are going to attend on opening weekend. 10% of 47 million is 5 million. Now, ticket sales average between $10 and $15, so let's say it's $12. 5 million times $12 is 60 million. Well, that's not enough. That's definitely not 200 million. So let's add non-Black people of color. I don't like that term, but whatever. So let's add the Pacific Islanders and Native Americans and Latino population in the U.S. Adding those populations together at 21% is 68 million people. 10% of 68 million is 7 million. Times $12 in ticket sales is 84 million. Well, shit, that's still not enough. 144 million for opening weekends, not very good. So let's see what we're missing out on. 75% of the U.S. population identifies as white. That's 249 million. Now, because you told them not to, only 7% of that attended. That's 17 million. 17 million times $12 in ticket sales is 204 million just on the whites alone.
If you really
204 million just on white folks alone.
They said, let's make a
Yeah,
box.
and she clearly doesn't fucking get the message of what T'Challa said in the fucking movie. Yes, she wants to have fucking white people set up the damn fucking theater, the fucking guard and security, and just for you to feel secure, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, hoe. Oh, wait, no. You're actually, that's giving hoe a bad name.
No,
Stupider than a whore.
Corner and start making me goddamn fucking case, you dumb bitch, because you need to use those lips for something else.
This bitch is
Damn.
a lot smarter than he really is.
I'm not gonna call any names, but will theaters would theaters allow like 200 white people to just guard the doors? Like they would kick you out for loitering.
No, yeah, exactly. In fact, it might even get crazy and messy
Oh,
considering
no, they would call it
it started for a race reason.
The police would have to come and break that up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
and you know what the news media is gonna say? Racial tension all over the nation over Black Panther movie, and they'll paint into this thing, but it'll be black people that started it.
You know what they would also say? They would say it's an insurrection, just like January 6th.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. They'll start putting those people in the group with the Republican group, unfortunately. And everybody will be in the same thing.
The MAGA people.
And you know what? There's some
Hello, Bob.
out there that's going to want to make it more like September 11th by just fucking bombing all the fucking movie theaters.
Oh, yeah. What? Bombing?
What are
Okay.
your plans? Champ, what are your plans? Let me see your room.
Let me see your room.
No,
Yeah,
it's going to no, basically what I'm saying is by having all those people out there, you know someone's going to be so stupid enough to literally just get a group of people together, like just take out a bunch of movies and stay in protection, just take out a bunch of movie theaters just because, because
what?
someone could be.
someone mentally ill might take it too seriously, is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
it's just like
From either side.
Yeah, it's just like no. How about shut the fuck up, get on your dick, and continue to make me money by sucking people's dicks because that's what you're basically good for.
Pickle's having so
Okay.
much fun deciphering.
I'm trying to get like, what are you saying? I'm gonna bomb the theater. She needs to suck dick. Like,
Welcome to Champ Rants, everyone.
Need to suck dick and make
This is why we this is why we tell Champ many times.
Get on the table.
You can't play just to get on the table.
To change the subject.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you have something to say, go ahead. I've got to set it up
my
anyway.
last comment on this, like, it's criminal to take. Let's say they implemented this. What if there's a okay? There are many white kids whose favorite superhero is Black Panther. I grew up loving Black Panther. I didn't know he was black for a while. I just thought he was a cool character.
Yes.
What if that's their favorite character and you are taking away the opportunity to see his second movie purely because of the color of his skin? What message is that telling him?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you're preaching the message that you're against.
What if I had
White people love Black Panther, even though he's not in the movie, but they want to support this for the legacy of Chadwick Boseman because we love that character.
Yes. And some people are looking at about it for we're not loving him because of the color of his skin. We might like the culture, but we like the character because the character is well written and the stories are interesting. It has nothing necessarily to do with the race. That's just a part of it.
For me, I do not like Black Panther because the dude is black. I like Black Panther because it's because the fucking suit looks fucking wicked. T'Challa's just a fucking badass motherfucker. And 3, I want to respect Boseman in the most possible way.
Yes, okay, no, Champ, what you just said, you want to respect Boseman, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying, so if we want to go out and support this film in the honor of him, so you're allowing a huge portion of us not to even do that, is what you're saying. Like, if you had your way, we wouldn't be seeing this to support him.
Like, motherfucker,
can you imagine if we said that, like, I don't know, let's say if white people said that about black people shouldn't go see The Dark Knight and they shouldn't support Heath Ledger's last film. They don't get a chance. I don't care if you're a fan of Heath Ledger. Let's say there was a statistic that Ledger's biggest fan group was African-American people, and it was in the 75%. And then all of a sudden, white people are like, no, you can't see that for the first 2 weeks. That's our actor. We're gatekeeping our actors, our entertainment, and comic book films now because of race.
God's love has limits.
Stop trying to get...
He's talking more separation than the amount of separation between Champ and T.
Final fucking
damn
dumb son of a bitch.
Champ, slow down, LOL. They need translation, Champ. The translator left.
Man, I could understand the people down in the deep south of Texas more than I can understand Champ speaking right now.
Damn.
I don't give a shit what you think. If a black family is poor or not, they need a white person to pay for them. I want to say fuck you. I want to respect Boseman's last final fucking performance that opening day. And if I don't give a if I'm not going to get to, that same family is not going to get to either. I'm going to burn that damn ticket just to piss you off.
To spite him. Old School says, if white people shouldn't see Black Panther, does this mean that black people shouldn't see The Winter Soldier?
Yeah!
Well, by her logic, we should be segregated by race in the film. So only Mexicans and black people can see Black Panther for Namor and the Black Panther family. And
only white alcoholics are allowed to see Iron Man.
So basically, like, we want to go back to the old school Jim Crow rules or Jim Crow laws.
It's like if you want more diverse films like Shang-Chi, Ms. Marvel, and stuff, everyone has to go support it, or else they're not going to make another Shang-Chi. They're not going to make another Eternals, or that would be great.
Have to realize that
don't support the Eternals. I say
yes. Don't support. That's just mock.
Making the fucking movie. It's also about writing the character that the way you want them, the way it's supposed to be. Like if you want to make a good Eternals or a good Shang-Chi or hell, even a fucking Doctor Strange when that first came out, then write the character well enough that the actor will actually give a shit and actually bring out the character.
Meaning as it was intended in the comic books, respecting the origin. As we've said many times, respect the origin, don't muddle with what works, and and this is a thing too, Champ brings up all the time that I say, which is, if you're writing a script to a comic book character, and your goal is to completely deconstruct him so you can preach your own preachy messages that have never actually been in the origin of the character from the history of the beginning of the character's creation, then you have missed the point, and of course your script is going to turn out to muck. The studio might like it, because maybe the studio doesn't respect the character, like the way DC has been disrespecting Superman. Of course they had Snyder in there, and we're fine with him disrespecting the legacy of Batman and Superman, because they didn't want those characters anymore.
More than Warner Brothers understands DC.
As much as I don't like Superman, I will literally sit there if you ask me to watch the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I'll be like, sure, give me a bowl of fucking buttered popcorn, and I will sit there and watch those movies with you, because Superman back then was literally well written.
That's coming from a man who hates Superman, who constantly disses him.
Yeah, a well written Superman movie. Like, I will sit there and enjoy it, even though I do not like the character. I will sit there and enjoy it, because I will, like, with the Superman animated TV series, I will watch that.
Oh, the animated show's great.
Yeah, the animated show is great, because
that's a good gateway into Superman.
Yeah, it's like it's as good as the Batman animated series. And
well, it's by the same writers. It's definitely it's not. I wouldn't say it's quite as good. It is in some cases, but I would say it has fewer episodes that are as good consistently to to Batman the animated series. But it's written by the same talent, so it's still good. I don't have a problem with it.
So you know what you're expecting, even though here and there, it may not be as good as you hope it to be, but it's still going to be good.
As long as it respects the character, that's my main concern with some of these legacy characters that they're starting out with and rushing through stories on. Robert just says it here perfectly. So, who can go see the Hulk and She-Hulk? Giga Chad Karen? Damn.
I mean, yeah, you can say that for right.
Live action Batman and Superman's of Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeve. We know you're a fan of those. Yes.
Kasali.
Yes, we know you are. Superman anime series or nothing. Damn. Getting a lap salutes you, Sith. I mean, when it comes to She-Hulk, I could talk about that, but these boys have been talking to me for the past 2 weeks about She-Hulk. I'm all She-Hulked out, boys. Yeah. I can't even. I can't do the hi, Mr. Action. Welcome back. But let's watch this last one, because this is a different take from someone else. I think they kind of brought up something you brought up, Pickle, already, but it's not very long, so we'll just get into it.
Do not go see that movie opening weekend.
How much do y'all want to bet she didn't know Black Panther existed before 2018, or that she probably hasn't even picked up a Black Panther comic in her life? She's probably not even a Marvel fan. She only likes Black Panther, and that's valid. But not when you try to gatekeep it from the rest of the fans. Okay. And calling people racist because they don't give up their tickets to another black family, that's just absurd. Okay, that's absurd. It's such a stupid thing to do. This fictional character from a fictional country fighting another fictional character from another fictional world was created by 2 white dudes. So I'm putting that out there. Go look it up. You probably don't know who they are.
Damn, I think Pickle was cloned.
Anyone who has the ability to
I like this guy.
Can see this movie and should see this movie.
Damn.
Do not be a dumbass like her. You're not a racist for seeing it opening night or opening weekend. Do what you want.
But you are, however, you are, however, racist for going to see it for the reasons of skin color and grouping people out of the theater for another demographic. That, however, does make you racist.
Yeah, I'm like, this dumb bitch is literally a big
Oh my
fucking
God.
spoiled baby.
God.
The chap.
Even
Go
the
ahead.
baby has a higher IQ than her.
Like, people didn't go see. So, okay, some people saw it for the representation, but most fans saw Black Panther in 2018 because he was so good in Civil War, because he had a
Yeah.
story of rage and forgiveness, a human story that everyone can relate to. These stories, no matter what race you are, they tell human stories most of the time. Sometimes they suck. That's why we relate to it. Doesn't matter what race
Right.
you are. Native American, white, black, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. You can go into the theater and you can just put the real world aside for a second and enjoy this story. Human emotions, a journey, a character. Fuck her.
That's what filmmaking is about. That's what going to the cinema is about. It's about separating yourself from, your world from that. It's to go into someone else's universe and just enjoy it for 2 hours or however long and getting away from your own.
And dude,
Like when Peter Jackson. Sorry, Pickle, you continue.
this is my last thing. Chadwick Boseman in the movie, his final message to the world was, we need to stop putting up barriers and walls and we need to open Wakanda to the world. The message of the movie was that we need to all be together and stop putting up walls because of race.
Bingo.
And because of history. She's literally
Yeah,
going against
because we all have
the
more
message the
commonalities
movie
than
said.
differences.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, something tells me she didn't get that memo.
It's like
Yeah.
Build a wall. Build a wall.
Damn, John.
Holy
Damn.
fucking shit!
Damn, that got dark.
But anyways, like I'm trying to say, but when Peter Jackson and that whole crew went over and did the Lord of the Rings films, literally, what did they decide to do? They decided to respect Tolkien's work and literally just went and made you think you can just leave your house, leave the fucking our world behind. Just get transport. If you want to read the books, you can get just.
Oh yes, there was a lot of people who had never read the books that got. It encouraged them to read more of those because of those films.
For me, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? When I first saw the Fellowship of the Ring on the TV, because I didn't even see it in the theaters, my mom did at the time.
Oh, I seen all three in the theaters.
I was like,
Yes.
what the fuck is this shit? And then later on, I got into it. So what happened next? I saw the second film. Then I saw The Return of the King. And then, but when The Return of the King came out, I literally went and saw the first two films.
That can easily be cast in Lord of the Rings as one of the goblins.
And
How
first
creepy
two
it was.
I literally saw the extended cuts of the first two films in theaters.
Champ, what's your point?
My point is that you should not be fucking wanting to just take away from suspending all reality. Because
And
now
and obviously, to get you back on track, obviously not to suspend somebody's reality, the reality of the film, but also to gatekeep who can go to it, like whether it be, because I'm assuming if we were in this day and age and those films have come out, I'm sure there would be some crazy fans on Twitter that would say, well, if you're not a real Lord of the Rings purist and you didn't read the books, you shouldn't go to the films. Because we have people doing that over comic book movies now. Exactly.
Yeah, like if these movies came out now, and you try to do that, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna get into this shit because of that.
It wouldn't work now because everyone wants fast-paced action and not like slow.
The slow pace, yes. Well, I mean, look at it this way, Andrea. That new Lord of the Rings show on Amazon is it's slow, but it's slow too, but it's still complete garbage. Yes. We'll get into that another time.
From over here, god damn, that's a fucking
Pickle. I don't know if you and Pickle have seen it yet, Andrea, but I'm curious if you have. Really quickly, have you watched it?
After when I read the synopsis, when it was first being talked about, I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm gonna watch this garbage." Like
the first 5 minutes of that show, my reaction was like this.
What the hell?
I'm not interested in it.
I mean, isn't there one?
Yes.
To play because of your reaction.
I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Hobbit was okay. It was something to
the
watch.
Hobbits are not great. Yes.
I don't think it's terrible, but it's like a waste of time. The synopsis, the everything I saw about it, I just have no interest in this universe anymore.
Yes. And that's coming from Pickle. Pickle, we were talking about this because you got lambasted on Twitter. We won't go too much into it. I know you've been questioned, but from Marvel fans and crazy Scarlet Witch stands and K-pop stands and whatnot. But the thing is, those people, yes, the Twitter zombies, as Chap calls them. The problem is I feel like when it comes to fandom, and I think Jess uttered this in the last episode we talked about, it used to be a thing you could go and together as community and enjoy, and now you just kind of feel guilty for watching it because either the material's garbage or the fandom's gotten so toxic one way or the other. But it's kind of like a mishmash of weird little side quasi fandoms now in the MCU. You've got casuals. Super casuals that probably never even watched, before when Iron Man and Endgame, and even some younger kids had just started, and they're still, gatekeeping things on Twitter when it comes to the MCU, arguing with people like you, a more comic book purist, and things like that.
It's like tables at the like high school lunch, tables, different groups sitting together, like they don't talk to each other.
It's like
the
a
ones
clique.
who like the movie might make fun of the ones who didn't like the movie, and it's just like. Why? Like not racial, but like
sound like you're dirty. It's either you're dirty for going to see it or you're dirty not to. Hey,
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, if
well,
you do, and you.
Well, Pickle, I think Pickle and I would agree too, and I think Andrea and others that there's no reason to fight over this because the MCU hasn't been good for a while.
I say you're damned if you do. Hell, you might as well don't lump yourself into just. Go ahead and watch a little bit of hentai.
I might just watch Loki season 2 maybe on that and freaking.
You gave me the fucking loaded gun.
Andrea, you can roast him for that one. He said you might as well just lump yourself in and watch hentai. I'm done.
Kev can just, the only hentai he likes
gave me the loaded
16 and below the high school level.
You know what I feel like, Andrea? I feel like when we're here, we're like a strange family, and he's the creepy uncle that doesn't show up for a couple years, but he sits at the end of the table.
Creepy nephew.
He shows up. He shows up, and you're like, "Oh, he finally came to the family dinner," but he's really there to ask for cigarette money.
That woman forgets so much.
Exactly. He's well, you know what they say. It's about family, and it shouldn't matter, as we say, Pickle.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
It's powerful, all right.
And it's so palpable, so powerful that it ruined an entire franchise, didn't it?
I believe Carrie Fisher misspoke when she said Star Wars is about family.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Star Wars is about a half Darth Maul with a robot bottom.
Star Wars is really about a top half Darth Maul robot and a bottom half Darth Maul robot fighting each other with 20 lightsabers while Obi-Wan is stuck in the middle.
Yeah, like that little Star Wars story looks like a better version of Champ that he wishes that he can be.
Damn! Wait, you saying that Champ, by comparison to Darth Maul that was chopped in half, is still worse than the Darth Maul? That's
that tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, fandoms have gotten so toxic that when you watch something, sometimes you don't even want to like speak on it online. It's like, oh god,
yes.
If I say I like this, I'm going to get lambasted by people who didn't. They're going to call me an idiot. But if I didn't like it, I'm going to be lambasted by the people who will shill for it or whatever. And it's like I don't even want to share my opinion anymore sometimes.
Yes, you don't want to, because when you feel like you share your opinion, though, people will mistranslate your opinion anyway.
Like they do.
They'll read too much. Yeah.
I literally agree with people. But if I'm going to share my opinion, I'm going to be like, you shut the fuck up over there. You shut the fuck up over there. If you both want to come at me,
aren't you toxic?
Champ's the definition.
You know how
of
to play the
toxic.
game.
I know how to be toxic. If you want me to be toxic,
he admits it. Wait, Chap. You admit it. Let's just explain to them the context here. You got banned from Call of Duty, the most toxic game on the planet.
Yes.
You got banned for trash talking in Call of Duty. I haven't even gotten banned in Call of Duty, and I've said worse than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here. A lot worse.
We now know that fucking Activision is a bunch of.
Does that give you some context, Pickle? He's gotten banned from Call of Duty Warzone.
So he's the kind of guy that would reply to my tweet and call me an incel.
No,
yes. No. He agrees with you. No, in this case, he agrees with you. No, he agrees 100% with you, Pickle. But if he were the other person, he probably would have called you the incel.
No, yeah. I would.
He'd be worse than the incels calling you insults.
No, if me and Pickle were to get into it, something we both like, and I would at least not be that toxic. At least I would be toxic. No,
you would lose.
I would lose the art. Still lose the argument.
What Champ would do is just come at you with capital Letters because he can't see his own words that he types regularly.
Actually, no.
So he has to capitalize the words.
That's where you're wrong. Actually, I will come at
That's where you're wrong.
I will still be at least be civil.
Well, you're sure about that?
I'm like fucking not agreeing with him.
Is Hobo Milan is he on the internet looking for ass?
Yeah, he's on the internet looking at
he's just shaking his head because he knows what's gonna come out of Champ's mouth.
Even if John's looking for ass, he can get more ass than Champ can ever get in his dream.
He's just scrolling. He's just looking at the ass.
The only ass that Champ ever gets is from his own Sailor Moon plushie or from his hentai. That's the only ass that he looks at and gets only.
I think Jab just admitted that he's also looking at male ass.
No. I said no. I'm making fun of John because he's just on his phone like this, looking at male asses. Going,
You shouldn't make fun of John when you're looking at the same thing. How dare you?
I have a girl. Bullshit. I have a girl.
Keep it up, boy.
You have a girl, but she doesn't put out for you.
Bullshit.
Damn.
I mean, not wrong.
He has to pay her in chicken nuggies.
She doesn't even want chicken nuggets. She's like, give me something more.
She says, I don't like the white meat. Give me the dark meat.
I don't think
you could probably take the dark meat of the woman that was trying to segregate white people from black people, seeing black films.
Damn.
It's more like
segregating the pussy.
It's just more like.
But I mean, can I finish addressing what Pickle was saying? I was trying to. So, Pickle, what you were saying, and I totally agree. You brought up the whole thing to Andrea and I about, feeling like you can even get a word in otherwise, and if you do, you're going to be lambasted one way or another from both groups. Some people will call you Nerderotic Jr., like we've heard before, where they'll completely lambast you. They'll say you're super right wing, and other people will say you're super left wing. And they don't understand that there are people who look down the middle at both things objectively and say, no, both of these things are wrong, or both things are right, and there are good things and bad things in this one thing that I'm criticizing, but collectively, I'm disappointed, and I'm just criticizing everything equally. I feel like there are not enough people, especially on Twitter and Instagram, people that are... They're not free thinkers. They're people that have drank the Kool-Aid. They are, people that are in groupthink mode, and especially the MCU people.
And they're the people that one of the people they replied to me that's a funny opinion. Did you get it from a YouTuber? But these are the people that literally take Rotten Tomato scores and let it influence what they think about a movie.
We are the people.
I mean, it's true. It's true. They will go into argument and say, but the numbers add up. It's doing well.
Score's 86.
It's like, yeah, that totally matters, right? Have you not seen Michael Bay's Transformers?
Because they don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works. And they're the ones that actually get influenced by reviews, which I don't.
Right. Oof. Well, you know what I've said before. Sometimes you get so bitter, and sometimes it's good to be bitter over fandom. Because John said it himself before. He stopped kind of getting into the whole, comic book fandom recently because of how toxic it's gotten. And Jess was saying was concurring the same thing. And I think it's good for you to be a little bit more critical and kind of distant about it, because then you can look at things more objectively. I'm kind of like this. This is how I see. Everyone else is so riled up about comic books and fictional characters, and I'm over here like this.
I didn't care personally. I don't take these comic book things all that serious. And if you do, get a life. Get a life.
That's how I feel on the
I
regular.
have to agree because even me, I'm getting sick of this shit. Even with anime and shit, I'm not gonna deal with.
You're getting sick of anime?
No, I'm getting sick of the fucking toxicity in anime, and I'm just like.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean specifically with the voice actors and accusing people blindly and yes. There is a whole dirty side on Twitter when it comes to anime voice actors and kind of the creepiness.
I've only heard from like Marvel.
We'll get into that next week,
that,
Chad.
like.
Yeah, we'll get into that next week. So I feel like MSK would back you on that one. But there's some things. It's just like he's right. It's toxic, but it's toxic. More of the audience is toxic towards the people that are creating the anime for them. It's very different, but it's
just like.
Not good.
And because some of these voice actors literally have to become go onto Twitch and stream. It's just to the point where now even the ones that aren't like that have to literally just put themselves out there on this stream.
Where people have canceled them, so they financially have to be on Twitch.
Yeah, it's just
yes.
And I feel sorry for poor Gohan's voice actor because dude is a sweet man because I literally played with him. When I was gifted a sub.
You prayed with him at church?
No, he played with him.
Oh.
I played games.
Sexually.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Games.
It's okay, it was Champ's dream.
Yes, video games was a dream, but I'm just at this point, smaller voice actors, from smaller voice actors to bigger ones, it's just if you're not in the middle of the crossfire, you're having to either go on Twitch just to put yourself out there and just say, "Hey, look, I'm not this all-powerful being. I'm not above the law. I'm just a person like you guys, just trying to make a financial living." And I feel sorry for these guys.
Well, I think that too is we'll get into that next week because there's a lot to talk about there. But I think that is it's very different. The anime voice acting community and the way the fans treat them is different than let's say Batman the Animated Series, a longer time voice actors like old people like Mark Hamill and so on.
Yeah.
Or I think they get treated into this god tier status. They could do no wrong, and which is really disturbing because if they did do something really wrong, I think most of the fans would still back them up. So that's kind of messed up too. But
if they did something wrong, I'd be more devastated because I like them as a person. But now,
Chap, there are people I know for sure, big time voice actors that have done horrible things and have said and done horrible things to other people to make it in their career. And they have been outed on social media. They block those people. They're never outed again, and they try to keep it hush-hush on articles. But meanwhile, people like you're saying that are getting wrongly accused for sexual abuse to fans that they never did in contact with other people, they're getting accused for things without proof. And then they lose their entire career in the snap of a finger.
Yeah,
that's the hypocrisy there. But anyway,
and I'm keeping my power level. I'm going to say this: I'm keeping my power level down on this one. I'm going to wait.
Oh God, he said power levels.
I'm going to keep my anger down on this one, and next week, that's when I'm fucking going on out. I'm taking off the kitty gloves.
Bullshit.
The kitty gloves. You might want to get rid of the kitty stuff behind you first.
That's just a reminder of why I'm still here. And literally,
is it the kitty gloves that you got from the kid you locked up in your basement?
It's just no, it's a kitty.
Or the skeleton of the kitty, or the kitty that he actually buried. I forgot to get rid of.
Damn.
I'm going to literally pop off and just start calling out these fucking retards.
Pop off one by one of your teeth popping off. That's why there's so much space.
Pop off as in
damn. Chaps like this every time Andrea gets him with the zinger. Chaps just.
Fuck. But it's just and next week,
has more space,
because it's just
Champ, go ahead, Champ.
It's just
Champ has spoken enough.
It's just about
Chap has spoken enough.
More important than me because
Yeah, he's spoken enough, but not been able to be understandable enough.
Damn, this is the most times Chap has been interrupted in a full segment. I could make another clip out of this one. Damn.
It's gonna be more important because
the NFL should just replace the field goal.
I'm sorry, but this doesn't get brought up enough, and it should because it literally fucking makes me sick whenever I'm like seeing shit like this. Because, hey, you're bringing in people who are literally known to do the most disgusting.
Well, Champ, aren't you saving this for next week? Why are you ranting about it now?
No, because we got him on the topic, even though I was trying to squeeze it out a little bit. Say, here's a morsel, we're done. But he wants to keep going. You're spoiling it, Chap.
Mute me.
The problem is, Chap, we can't even say who you're talking about because I have to do the research on it for next week.
I know, I'm not going to say neither.
You have to get Nostradamus just to freaking decipher what he's trying to actually say.
I'm just going to say this. If you want to know what the fuck is going on, look on Twitter. Just
look on his Twitter and you'll see thousands of retweets. You'll collect it pretty quickly if you're interested.
He's like, theoretically, if I was going to rant about this thing next week, let me do it now.
Right. Let me do. It sounds like an executive from WB.
It sounds like he took off the kitty gloves right now and then saving them for next week because he wants to put it back on for next week.
No. I'm not even as serious as I'm going to be next week.
Oops. I'll be as serious as it'll get.
When has Champ ever had a serious thought in his life?
Oh, he's had a few. Remember last time Jess was on, he had some pretty serious things to bring up. Scared Jess so much she thought he was going to turn into a school shooter.
I mean, you really couldn't tell the difference if you would have done that, like with the kid that shot up in Uvalde, anyways.
Damn, no, trust
Chap
me,
doesn't do that.
Chap couldn't do that. Chap, I've seen him play first-person shooters. He has poor aim. He would be the most embarrassing terrorist I've ever seen in my life.
You're telling me that stormtroopers can actually accurately shoot people better than Champ can?
Chap, let's just say this. Chap came at me at Call of Duty once, and he was like, he had a bazooka pointed point blank range. He says, I'm going to destroy your life. And I said, literally.
Better be sure.
When he meant by he was going to destroy your life, he meant he was going to like shoot it at you, but he meant to like ruin your life by shooting past you, which ended up ruining your point. You're like, how could this man freaking make me point blank?
Chap is the person, Andrea, you'll know him well. He is the person who overcompensates, claims that he's going to get revenge on you, and then when he attempts to, he ends up being the biggest laughingstock in the first 5 minutes because he overcompensates with overpowered weapons, and he fails on every degree. Not just misses, kills himself even. One of my favorite clips is when he tries to sticky me, it flings off the wall, hits him in the face, and his head explodes. And I was standing right next to him.
So in other words, he's like Malibu's most wanted, who shot himself in the foot thinking like he wasn't going to feel anything.
But you had to. We're all just fucking having fun and just fucking laughing at it. Even I'm just like, I gave myself.
Well, yes, you can't. Here's the. Let's be honest, champ. You can't take this stuff too seriously. I have a problem with what she said. I like what other people's opinions that I'm hearing. I like the opinions I'm seeing in the comment section and what I've heard from you guys. But at the end of the day, we're really just trying to put some satire and some comedy under this whole thing because, let's be honest, what she said is really fucked up, and that's coming from me.
It's really racist to begin with, and causing more segregation.
But we also see this every day on Twitter and social media. It's kind of not news to us at this point. However, I felt like the reason for addressing this, and I told this to Pickle, I thought the reason for addressing this was to say that not only is this toxic for young kids to hear from people like her on TikTok, but it's also toxic for the overall entertainment community. The executives listening and the mindsets behind the creative process and people hearing this. And honestly, like over the last few years, that's kind of been more palpable in the community lately where more people are getting into their head that it's okay to be racist in this way, but then when you confront them about it, they say, I'm not racist. Black people can't be racist. So there's no way to argue with them over logic because they block you. It's like trying to talk to somebody who's a flat earther, and then when you try to prove to them, like, well, those statistics aren't true, and none of the science is true, and the photographs and the satellites and stuff, none of that's true. It's all faked, and it's like, so you have no way to argue with them because they believe that all of those don't exist. It reminds me of all of that.
That's why I do not like the narrative that freaking black people cannot be racist.
Let's say that again, Andrea.
Like, this is why I don't understand why some black people say that, oh, black people can never be racist. Bullshit.
Everybody can be racist of any race. They can be racist. The question is, why are they choosing to be that way, and do they believe it, or is it something their culture's taught them that they need to be, because in the mindset is being anti-racist also being racist? Because when I hear people say anti-racist, it seems like most of them are racist. It's like when a male feminist says, I'm a feminist. And what happens weeks later or even years later? It comes out that he was a creep, had a bunch of nasty skeletons in his closets, and here you find out the whole reason why he's been identifying as a male feminist is to either get with women online like a creepo person, or to get in their pants, or to assault them. And then you find that out, and you can't trust anyone, because when people have extremes, and this goes for both people on both ends of the aisle, I don't care if you're white or black or Republican or Democrat, you all go to so much extremes.
He would never be able to. He'd be able to fit pants, but not be able to get them off.
Are you saying that life is gatekeeping Champ away from pussy?
Yep.
Poor Champ. Champ has nothing to say. He just rolled his eyes.
Very funny. Not.
But anyways.
It is funny because your girl doesn't put out for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You think she's gonna put out for you? I don't think so.
Wait, no, he does. No, his girl puts out for him. Look, Pikachu's got his booty sticking out there in the back behind him. Over there.
Excuse me, are you...
Miss Pillow Pants over there, he calls her. That Pikachu gets Pokemons, trust me. Poke-a-mon.
Yeah, I got this. It's a signed picture, so what?
You know why that's in a plastic wrap, don't you?
He looks exactly like Champ, like, no doubt.
Damn.
Just looks like Champ, but a little bit like fatter.
The roasting commences. But anyways, I'm glad I'll let you all go, because I know some people have to turn out. I was glad to talk about this. John's just like, I don't even know.
I'm over like a lot of this. I'll be honest. I just don't give a shit anymore.
It's so commonplace now. I feel like almost every week or every other week we have something on that kind of level to talk about. In the
I have one more question,
Robert,
Joe.
because last time I remember you playing Destiny 2 with us, you bought out a fucking crutch weapon called the Jotun, which is a fucking automated...
Hey, don't bring up Destiny lore here. That's for another time. I'm gonna kick your ass in that game anyway, and I've been gone 4 months. You were saying, Pickle.
I had to put Robert in his place because he did bring
out a crutch weapon. Let Pickle speak, because I can actually understand him compared to you.
Is Dodoria a male or a female?
Who?
I thought it was a guy.
Who?
Oh, you mean in DBZ?
Yeah, Dodoria.
Don't ask me. Ask Champ. He's the lead.
It's like Frieza. It's a dude, but with like a woman's voice.
Ask Champ because
maybe it's an
it. Just looking him in the mirror.
Are you assuming his gender, Pickle?
I am.
But they're just fucking. I'm like, I don't.
I was gonna say they don't have a gender, do they?
No.
He has a female type voice and like lipstick on, so I don't know if it's a woman.
Don't fucking get me started,
It's not a he or she. It's an it, just like Champ is.
Damn.
You're starting to go down the fucking what I'm planning to go off on next week, and I'm not wanting to bring that back up.
See, I'm curious. I'm curious about that too, but we'll get into the. I would say the genderless Pickle.
Okay,
that's my conclusion. I could be totally wrong, and somebody in chat might correct me. But if you know yes, I'm sure. I'm curious what the creators said later on. Is it DBZ just people yelling for 40 episodes of fights? I mean, you're not wrong. Dragon Ball was a much better show because it was actually like character
Story?
development and adventure. Dragon Ball Z has some good stuff, but it's drug out quite a bit. I agree, and I'm a Dragon Ball fan.
Once you get the Boo Saga, then it starts dropping off.
Yes, after the Boo Saga, exactly.
Yeah, the Boo Saga was
even
quite
during
cheap.
it.
Except
And
for
see,
some
now
parts.
we're gonna get Champ into the weebness
But
of the Boo
I'm not-
Saga. And
So,
Yeah, but
so
I'm
Dragon
not-
Ball
Right.
Dragon Ball .fandom.com says it's a he.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
So DragonBall.fandom.com is misgendering him.
I don't know what he identifies as.
Cancel that website now. Just kidding.
You missed quite
Hello,
a lot.
Jess.
Assuming his gender.
How many fights did I miss? Oh, no fights here. We're just roasting. That's all. Just friendly
No,
roasting.
we're just roasting Champ is all.
Should it be a crime to like miss
Nothing
IQ
new.
someone?
To what?
To assume someone is like smart, but then they're like Champ.
That's amazing.
That's
I
what
like
I'm
that take.
For that one, I'm like, I didn't see that.
Ranma One Half is actually a good anime. I actually like it.
I did not see that one coming.
But
like, please.
I almost did a spit take on that when I was drinking.
Stop now. Stop. Just gonna say this, chat. Stop. Don't get me started tonight. I'm fucking.
Don't get me started. Just poking the bear.
Ignore
You're poking
it and
the
just
bear
not say
when you
words.
need it to
A
poke
very
the bear.
hairy bear.
The bear
The
next
hairy bear that has a friggin' face like wider than the field goal post in the NFL.
It reminds me of a chihuahua.
Damn.
Save the poking for next week, and you will see fucking why.
All the characters are gonna get stale.
You
So
did?
The fucked up teeth make an appearance!
What's wrong with your face? What's wrong with your face? You're talking. Oh my God! What's wrong with your face?
Oh my God.
Need I
Welcome.
say more?
You're welcome for that one. But literally, just next week, it's gonna be so much more
Champ,
important.
it's okay.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Champ might get a point out.
He can't. Now he's fixating on what he's going to do next week for 30 minutes.
Yeah, because y'all keep trying to poke me.
Listen. You let me build up the hype and do the advertising. You just say your thing and be done. But anyway.
I like what Robert said. Inbred bear.
I need a fucking.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's get everybody's social media. Andrea Pickle, where can everybody find you guys on social media? We'll start with Andrea.
You can find me on Twitter if you want to follow me at A361.
And the link is in the description, so you guys can click to get to Andrea if you want to hear some. If you want to get into some fun conversations with him on social media.
You can also find me like on MSK's channel roasting him. Not as bad as I can roast Champ.
I mean, I love you too, but
You know what, Andrea? If you're on next week, MSK, you and Champ will be here. That'll be a doozy, and Sean too.
Oh God!
I'll
Right.
be in next week when MSK's on because it ain't gonna be hard to roast both of them.
You know, Jess did laugh probably the most I've ever seen her on our stream, so she was enjoying the roasting. She even got a couple in herself.
Yes, I remember.
Pickle, where can everybody find you?
I'm on Twitter at Philosexyful, and then YouTube
Nice.
at Philosophical Pickle. Talk about pop culture. I rant about the MCU, video essays about movies, all that good shit.
He gets attacked by MCU fans, but then the DC fans love him now, which is funny.
Dude, I get attacked by I'm in the middle because I get attacked by all the fandoms. Star Wars, Snyder, MCU.
Pickle gets attacked more than this black chick that we've been talking about the whole day is feeling like she's been attacked.
Damn!
Look at it this way: when your thinking is more common sense and in the middle, you often are the villain and the hero, and in multiple different ways. So, and Pickles, I think Pickle though is I assume that you're enjoying it though. You're not hating it.
Enjoying what?
The experience of seeing some people attack you, but then other people praise you for another, and how crazy and back and forth it is.
It's a true roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes I want to completely quit YouTube and Twitter,
Yes.
And sometimes I'm like, hell yeah, this is funny.
True. I keep forgetting, like, you and I have a very close sense of humor, but I always forget you're a little different than me, because my thing is, I'll say whatever the hell I want, and if it pisses people off, I'll double down on it even further. Which is
That's what I do. I'll just say it like it is. I don't.
Yes, Andrea does that a lot in my chat, which is why he gets my dark sense of humor.
It's just
I've always had a dark sense of humor.
See, I back up what I say. I just don't go as hard as on people as you. Like I won't spit the fire back. I'll try to be peaceful.
I can be peaceful, but if I can make fun of them at the same time and have a strong argument to back my argument up, why not do both?
Yeah.
It's for the sake of comedy.
I will take the moral high ground. I'm like, okay, you proved.
No, you won't. That's why you have. How many times have I roasted you from not having the moral high ground? What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about literally just some random dumbass. I'll take the moral, not you.
Yes, say that to all the people. Say that to the people who banned you in Call of Duty.
I was gonna just say the one game that like
think they might disagree with you.
Shit out there, and yet he gets his shit voice banned.
Exactly.
I'm just very confused on how you do that. Like,
is Champ One talent being banned?
No.
Wait,
But
if you could call it a talent.
No.
He's been banned in certain communities and on video games, but I would say Champ's biggest gift is foot and mouth syndrome.
Yes.
That's which isn't a gift, but that's the only thing he's got going for him.
I have a bad case of foot and mouth syndrome, but I guess you can also call it a blessing because that allows Joker here to go off on the poor son of a bitch who just wants to be.
Yes, and then entertainment ensues, and you all get wonderful content to laugh at. I mean, the more the merrier. That's the way I see it.
At least I know that I'm putting myself out there. So this pasty, crusty ass motherfucker.
Watch your mouth, you motherfucker. Anyway,
I love you, but
yeah, you can put yourself out there because there are enough your teeth to
come
put
out
out there because
and
they
just
get
start swinging that crowbar around and just being like, I'm not gonna give a fuck about anything.
Is that why your teeth are all so messed up? Someone hit you with a crowbar?
Fuck you.
Mark my words, chap. You go too far. I'm gonna shove all those chicken nubbies so far up your ass you'll be clucking for weeks. Anyways, where can people find you, chap?
As you can see. Right there on the screen. I mean, that's my gamer tag and everything.
It's on Twitter, too. Description down below. John, where can we find you other than on stream?
5 minutes of crack on Twitter.
He posts some pretty funny stuff. Lots of memes. He does talk about comic book culture, and he's actually the most comic book knowledge person here as far as diverse comics. So if you want to talk to him about obscure stuff, he probably knows.
Really...
Says the person who's sitting in front of hentai. Anyway, I'm the Joker from the Joker's Corner. You can find me everywhere here on social media. Those are my beautiful puppies right up there. Anyways, you can find me here on YouTube. On Discord, the link is down below if you want to join the club. Instagram, the Joker's Corner, and at Twitter, Joker's Corner YT. And you can tweet me about anything if you have questions for next week's episode. Gladly put them in there, and I will address them and actually read them out before we get to the main comments, because I think some people mentioned they wanted me to do that, like some more personal questions. So, yes, I'm glad you all came. Thank you so much. We've had a 2-hour-plus stream or so about that, and we're going to... Yes, about an hour and a half, so we're going to go ahead and... we're going to cook it off here and say goodnight. I hope you all had a wonderful stream. Enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you all very soon. Champ, they're still calling you out. They said Champ's cartoon titties. Enough said.
Let them call me out.
Mike is here. Mike!
Oh,
is this a safe space for male friendship?
No, it's not.
That's an inside joke there. I mean, I wouldn't say any. Wheezy. I wouldn't say anything is safe in my stream, Mike, because everybody's cannon fodder here. Mason, it was great having you here.
Breaking cigars and cigarettes over 60 years of their life.
But like, no, next
Anytime, old school.
Next week, you're gonna see a different side from me.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep interrupting Champ because I just feel like interrupting when he doesn't want to, when he tries to get his words out. Go ahead, continue again.
Send him off next week.
Send him off next week. He says send him off. I would love to see Andrea actually piss Champ off, like to the point where he just like blacks out his screen.
I want to see him punch his camera.
That he gets up and walks.
Damn, just getting in with the heat tape. Right.
Yeah, Joker, thanks for having me on. I think this is my first time, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's your first time on here. I would love to have you back anytime. It's pretty relaxed here. We don't take it seriously here. We have fun. We're basically we roast each other equally. Everybody's chill. And you're all welcome back. Sometime, Pickle, I'd like to have you and your brother on at once because that would be quite funny. We can talk about the stuff that you guys like to debate about specifically.
Him and I will go at each other.
Yeah, you guys go for the jugular. I've heard it.
Yeah, all day, because there's not that, like, can I go here? We know what to say to each other. We're comfortable.
Yeah, but what if Champ is here and you fight each other, but then Champ's in the middle, and all of a sudden both of you mutually go after Champ, and it patches up your brotherhood?
That's too easy. That's like a 6'4" guy like punching a 5'6" guy. It's like
you're
like
having like midget wrestling, okay?
That's like Dr. Disrespect beating up a midget. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Damn.
Hey, Joker,
your teeth knocked out looking like Champ with like little teeth.
Well, trust me, Champ needs the rest of his teeth knocked out because his dentist isn't doing him any favors. Favors there.
Favors.
Yeah, favors. My Eastern European just came out for no reason. Anyways,
the dentist doesn't get paid enough just to take out the rest of Champ's teeth. There isn't enough pay for it.
Damn. Nothing to say,
like
Champ.
The best advice
no,
that
because
the
he's
Champ.
just not worthy enough for my breath.
No, the best advice that your dentist gives you is like go and get knocked out by Mike Tyson because it's a one-hit knockout.
Cock in your mouth.
Damn.
My words are actually understandable.
What? Get the cock out of your mouth because that's what your mic.
Chav, whose cock is in his mouth? Is it yours? I knew. Confirmed for gay.
Dude, we can't see under Champ's
Champ has like a freaking chicken nugget.
This is true. We can't see what's happening down below. And
Get
trust me, nothing.
Because
nothing good.
Let's be honest, people. There's nothing happening down below when it comes to Chav.
I have a better actually understanding Joe Biden when he speaks as much as he murmurs and stuff like that.
Damn, that's rough.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You still have a cock in your mouth. Either fix the microphone and get the cock out.
Who's on that eats chicken nuggets over here? You have the cock in your mouth.
Come on.
Literally the cock. Fast food cock.
Quit sucking the
dick. At least I'm not the one with Sailor Moon like plushies in the background.
What is that?
Joker's like, I'm trying to plug my channels, your channels, and let's get out of here. And you guys are like, whose cock is in whose mouth?
Dude, I am so used to it at this point. There's a lot of cock talk over here.
I realize Champ is the kind of guy who'll just ramble on until you stop him. You have to forcefully shut him up, I see.
I mean, John's like, yes, sadly.
No.
Or what you can do is in that horrible freaking X-Men film, like with Deadpool, and zip his mouth shut and staple it.
Well, no, if I want Champ to shut up, I just remove him like this, and then he can't do anything. He can't say or do nothing.
No, he's a
but I have to have his goofy face on because that's what gets the ratings. Anyway,
so does the teeth get the ratings too, or what's left of them.
Damn.
No, I mean the ratings should have been better if you weren't here.
No, they actually still would be the same.
No, they would actually be a little bit higher, but because you're here, they're slightly lower.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways, now that we went on that sandcastle fight, feel like it was in a school playground. I will see you all. I will bid you adieu.
Champ would miss with me with the Fanny, even if he tried throwing it at me point blank, anyways.
I'm sorry. What? I mean, who
is this Joker's Corner? Champ barbecue. I smell the burning.
I'm sorry, Andrea, but who is a goon and who's not?
What's a goon to a goblin?
Damn.
Who gets to keep coming back on this show?
To be honest, though, chap, being a goon isn't considered a good thing in your case.
It's not enough.
It's for you two to be
Goblin
abused.
from the Lord of the Rings, champ. Let's put it that way.
Goblin.
It says hurt me, daddy.
I'm a part of the show, unlike poor Andrea here, who
That's because
has to
Pickle
be
and I are special
invited
guests, you
on.
dipshit. I'm pretty sure you didn't figure that out yet.
Damn.
But isn't he also a special guest?
He's just
No, he's a goon. He's a regular guest. He's a regular
Joker guy.
I mean, technically, you're not wrong, Pickle.
You got it, yeah.
I got it, yes. He's a special guest. Wink, wink. And on that note, we'll end with...
I'm retarded?
Even play the right one, but Chap knows who it went to.
Put the wrong one in.
I know. It was a good fun. I will see you all next week. Next week, everyone, on September 11th. It's going to be titled The Most Disastrous Stream Ever. We will have MSK, hopefully, because he promised he's going to be on, and Sean, and probably Andrea. After that, I can't speak, but I do have a bunch of other guests lined up, and we will talk about that later. I bid you adieu. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all again soon.
Bye.